2022 is here and I don't know whether I'm ready or not, but it's here already, so I have to deal with it, right? As we are stepping into a new year, I decided to start my YouTube channel and it's my first video. So I want to start it with some planning. I just want to give a disclaimer right now that my journal is incredibly minimal, and I know there are a lot of YouTubers who have the most beautiful journals out there, and I envy with their artistic abilities. But for me, journaling is about pouring out my thoughts and organizing them. So I try to be as efficient as possible, and yeah, before any further ado, let's get started. This is the first page of my journal which says Welcome 2022, and I made a lot of effort to decorate this page as much as I can, but after that my journal is quite minimal. I have decided to start my journal with the key because I like to indicate how many boxes are there horizontally as well as vertically. As I kept my main method of splitting things into the column of 3, that's why I have indicated how many boxes are required to split the page into the 3 parts. There are some symbols which I also mentioned which represent different things. Like a dot indicates a task, and a small x and a small x on that means that task has been accomplished or completed. Next, coming to the arrow which is facing towards the right, this means the task have been migrated or moved to the following day. Next, I have a dash is something if you want to take a note of, or something you want to note down, like a birthday or an event. If you cross out something, that means cancelled and it's no longer required, right? And after that I have asterisk or a star, which means important. This system comes from the Ryder Carroll, who's the creator of whole journal system, and you are welcome to create your own journal system, of course, whatever works for you. And I guess that's the beauty of journaling, that it's very customizable. Now moving towards the next page or next section of my journal, which represents year at a glance. For this section, I split the page into 3 columns, and top of each column I decided to make a calendar of that month. This process was definitely tiring because it was the repetitive process of writing days and dates over and over again. But trust me, it worth it because you get all your stuff on this one page. Like it kind of act like a future log for me, at least, where I can pre-plan things and write all my appointments, upcoming events, holidays, etc. Every time someone calls me and tells me something which is happening in future, I can put it here so that I don't forget. So in this way, I kind of see my first half year spread out on the first 2 pages of my journal, and the second half of the journal spread out on the second 2 pages of my journal. So that was the year at a glance for me. Next, we are moving on to my goals of 2022. So for this, I have divided my goals into 5 categories, which is work, social, personal, health, and academics. I have also created this section for focus of the year, affirmations, manifestations, and dream big section as well, which I always do. Because sometimes you have to dream big, right? It's like, what's that quote? Shoot for the moon and you might accidentally land on a star, something like that. Moving on to the next page, here I created a content planner for myself so that I can keep a track on things what I create, or the content I need to create, or keep a track on what kind of content I create. Here's a little brain dump section in the bottom right corner of this page for writing some brainstorming ideas. The page next to that is of gratitudes, where I'm going to write a list of gratitudes over there. And this is probably the most cliche and the underrated section, but I decided to keep this section in my journal because writing a list of gratitudes make me more happier, boost my self-confidence, as well as shift my focus from the negative things to the positive ones. Because I think we live in a complaining culture or society, and I think I complain pretty much. So, taking out a moment for appreciating things and write down gratitudes actually shift things. It humbles me, and it brings me back down to the earth. So I decided to put this section in my journal. So moving on to the next section, which is the highlight section and the most favorite section of my journal, because here I can put all my memories of this year, and I think it would be nice and interesting to look back to these memories few years from now and see all those beautiful memories that I have this year. Also, I can have a check on myself. Next, I have the vision board of 2022, and after that I have my goal organizer for this year and some mandatory habits which I need to look after, like managing my phone distraction. Next, I have a month at a glance. So here I have the first month of the calendar, which is of course January, and I've written Monday to Sunday on the top and plotted the days into squares. I have also created 2 columns for the focus of this month and priorities of this month. Next, I have created some habit trackers for me. It is basically for creating a new habit and then keeping a track on it. Like, definitely by this tracker, I can keep track on things like how often I'm practicing mindfulness through yoga or meditation. I believe it's going to act like a tool for building awareness. Page next to that, I like to have some more gratitudes for the month, like at least one gratitude or one good thing for a day. Moving on to the next section, which is a week at a glance. Again, for this section, I have divided the page into 3 columns, and top of each column I have written days and dates, and I have clubbed Saturdays and Sundays in one column because I don't have that much stuff to do on weekends. That's why I have clubbed Saturdays and Sundays in one column. After writing days and dates, I have written 1, 2, 3. I can prioritize my first 3 tasks with the higher importance which I need to do in that particular day. Next, I have created some extra room for myself where I can plan my days, or if I would like to get an overviews of my hours, like how my hours look like in a day, so that I can do time blocking. I have written the time frames as well from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. so that I can block time for my particular task which need to be get performed in that particular day. That's sort of a quick rundown how bullet journal works, or at least going to be working for me. And again, everyone uses its own specific way for bullet journaling. And I think that's the beauty of the bullet journal, that it's very customizable. So this is sort of how I plan my year in my head. And again, I'm a first timer, so I'm sure that everything gonna change and evolve in time as I realize what I like to do or what I prefer. Let me know if you guys want to see an update video for this, and I hope you guys found this video helpful in any way. If you did, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And also, if you want to join the notification squad, you can click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, and you can be the part of fam. I hope you guys have a great and productive day ahead, as well as a prosperous year. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.